Hey you guys, I hope you are having an awesome day. First up, I want to apologize for not having a Sunday upload this past week. My schedule has been an absolute mess lately and it's been very difficult to find time to film. Today I am filming something that I'm slightly afraid to film because the stuff I'm about to show you is gross. As you can already tell from the title, I'm going to be doing a full face of really old makeup. I'm not talking like, oh, I bought this, a year ago, or 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, and, it's expired and I probably shouldn't use it. No, this is really old makeup. Now, some of this is 3 or 4 years old. However, the oldest piece I have in this collection, this is a Jane Ising in the shade 10 Greens. This palette was the first eyeshadow palette I bought when I was in my senior year of high school. Now, I think I might have owned like one eyeshadow palette before that, but I bought this senior year of high school, towards the end of senior year, and this is what I wore when I was in college, when I met my husband. This eyeshadow palette was purchased in 2005. It's 14 years old. This eyeshadow palette is older than some of you who are watching this. I'm slightly horrified to admit that. I still have this palette because I remember I used to have a lime green sweater that matched this eyeshadow, and I would do a lime green eye look that matched my sweater. I mean, this palette is so old and yet in such good condition. Like, I didn't even hit pan on any of this. This is back when I never wore makeup. Like, I would wear a little bit on my eyebrows, lip gloss, and then an occasional bit of eyeshadow. Mind you, this is after my goth phase where it was like black eyeliner and black lipstick all the time. This is after I got out of that phase and started wearing makeup, trying to make myself look more professional. Lime green eyeshadow kind of failed on that, I'm gonna say. But anyway, this is the oldest bit of makeup I'm going to be using today. I don't even know if I can get any pigment out of this. I'm gonna swatch this real quick and see if I can. 1, 2. Okay, that is not bad for 14-year-old eye makeup, guys. It's really not. And that brown is beautiful. I never use the brown, hardly ever. I just used the 2 greens and then the shimmery cream color a lot. I'm starting with my eyes, and for eye primer, today I am using this. This was like one of the OG YouTube makeup things. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and this is what I'm using to prime my eyes today. This one is probably like 4 years old, maybe. It is 4 or 5 years old. It's very dry. Actually, probably closer to 6. I tend to underestimate how old my makeup is. I actually had to start putting the D on my mascaras because, like, eyeshadows tend to live forever, but things like cream products, mascaras, those are things you really want to be careful with. Don't worry, guys, I am not being stupid with this. I am not doing any tight lining or water lining, nothing that's going to actually get super duper close to my eyeballs. And my entire face is getting washed off right after filming this, just for safety. I'm very clean with my makeup, but I don't know what's lurking in here. I'm not quite sure how to turn this into an eye look, but we're gonna try. I'm going in with my Morphe M506, and I'm going into the dark green right here. Now, when I wore this, mind you, I was using the little sponge applicators, so I don't even know how this works with a brush. A little patchy, not too bad. That could be the base, to be honest, though. Okay, I'm going to switch to a fluffier brush. I'm going to do the same on the other eye, but using the fluffier brush. See if we get a slightly better result. Okay. Now I'm going to take that smaller brush I was initially using again and go into the brown shade. Just take that in the outer corner and blend that in. There's nothing in here that can like actually be used as a transition shade. So I just kind of winged it using that green because this brown is way, way, way too dark for that. Okay, this palette is very patchy and it sucks. Like it swatches really well on your fingers, but it is not good for trying to do any sort of well blended look with. I'm going to take my finger now and go into that super bright lime green and pat that on the inner half of my eye. Now, I used to wear the lime green like all over my lid. That was it. Just lime green eyeshadow all over my lid. What in the world was I thinking? No, this is not like how I did my makeup in high school. I've been wanting to do one of those, but I think it would be such a fast video because it was a literally lip gloss, black eyeliner, whatever sparkly stuff I could find in my drawer to put on my eyelids, and then occasionally something to make my brows darker, and that was it. And I'm going to take a small detail brush and this sparkly bone colored shade and use that right under my brows. All right, to be honest, this looks like a bruise, but like I literally got a black eye. All right, let's move on to eyebrows. Back in the day, you could not find eyebrow pencils for people with light brown hair. Like you could not find a blonde or a taupe shade that was not orange. So I actually ended up using eyeliner pencils for my eyebrows. This is, unfortunately, the oldest eyebrow pencils I had were the little red, I think they're Revlon ones. I don't have those anymore, but I do have this. I'm not even sure which shade this is. This is the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus. You're completely missing like any information on it. It's completely gone. This poor thing is probably like, look, it's almost empty. It won't actually retract. Well, that's not good. Okay, I just broke it off. There's still enough to use though. And this is probably like 8 years old. I'm slightly terrified to put this on my face, but this is what I was using for my, here we go. Oh my goodness. No! Oh, that is terrible. I'm going in like as light as I possibly can with this. Because I remember I had this shade back when my hair was almost waist length and burgundy. Yes, I had dark burgundy hair at one point. I told you my hair's been like every natural color. Like burgundy is a natural. No. I'm just going to go through this with a spoolie. See, that looks like better. I mean, it does not look good, but it looks better-ish. Okay, that resembles an eyebrow, right? Yeah. I'm going to have to wash all my brushes after filming this. All right, I kind of-ish have eyebrows. Why, no, I don't want to keep going. Next, I'm going to do mascara. This mascara is probably only maybe 2 years, no, probably 2 years old. This is the Maybelline Rocket Volume Express Waterproof. I do not use this very often. This I like to use when I am doubling up mascaras, when I do waterproof and then a standard mascara. That way I don't have to wear false lashes. I don't do that very often anymore though, because formulas have improved so much that it's not always necessary to do that. And I never really wore this by itself, but apparently I am going to today because I'm pretty good at getting rid of mascaras now. So this is the oldest one I have. Okay, this eye look doesn't actually look terrible up close. It actually looks worse on camera, which is kind of weird. Okay, so mascara is a little dry, but not too bad. It doesn't smell evil, which is good, but it's definitely taking a good amount of work to actually get this to apply nicely and actually get to the ends of my lashes because it's that dry. Yeah, that's really, really dry. I'm going to just use a teensy bit of this. I should have done this before I did my eyelashes, but oh well. This is the Estee Lauder Artist Eye Pencil in the shade 01 Soft Smudge Black. This is a very old pencil. I think my mom gave me this, and I think I've had this since like high school. Yeah, I never ever use this. And it's actually not like super dry. It's pretty dry, but it's not like super dry. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of this on the outer corner of my eye. Yeah, I can't even get that to really blend into my lash line, so okay, you know, we're just making everything look worse. So we're gonna stop right there with that. All right, now let's move on to the rest of our face and primer. I have this. This is the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Illuminate Primer. This one actually has an expiration date on it, which is fantastic. This expired in October of 2016. So this is like 2.5 years old. It's the oldest one I have, unfortunately, but this actually is a really nice primer. I do like it. It's very brightening. It doesn't do much other than brightening. It really doesn't blur at all. But if you're looking for something that's really bright and glowy, I would recommend this one actually. I think they still have this for sale. But yeah, see? You just get a really pretty like pink glow to your skin. Now for foundation, I think this foundation is probably like 5 years old. This is the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 in the shade 810 Classic Ivory. This is actually the first foundation I bought when I started doing my YouTube channel. So it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and it is old. And this has an expiration date on it too, you guys. November 2015. So this actually expired like over 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now. That's bad. Oh, and by the way, you can't pump this anymore. Like the pump doesn't even function. So, and that's, so I'm going to kind of shake this down and see what I can get out of it. Okay, so I'm just going to pop some of this onto the back of my hand. I can get any to come out before I bruise myself. There we go. Wow, is that thick? I don't think it was that thick when I first got it. Probably not. Have a beauty blender, and we are just going to kind of go in with this. Now, remember that this was slightly late for me. Actually, it's not too bad. I do remember, though, that this gave beautiful coverage and a really pretty finish. Like, I would always get compliments wearing this foundation. How is this going on so well? Like, it actually still looks really good. The coverage isn't great, but it was always kind of a medium coverage product to begin with. But the finish looks really pretty. Huh. Okay. Not that I'm actually going to be wearing this anymore because ew, but it looks really, really pretty. Yeah, the coverage in this is like non-existent though. It's like not covering up even the slight redness on my cheeks, but it's not like separating or oily or really gross or anything, so that's a good sign. And next I'm going in with concealer. This is very old. I think this also dates back to like 2008, 2009. This is the Revlon Photo Ready Concealer in Light. It is a stick concealer, which is the only kind I used to use both for underneath my eyes and for acne. So I'm going to pop this underneath my eyes. It actually goes on really creamy. What's actually impressive to me is that none of these cream products have any sort of mold or oil spots. You know, if you have really old lipstick, you will get oil seepage out of it. Like none of that, which is really, really nice. Now, I just used to blend this out with a brush and it didn't do very well. It's actually completely useless at covering that giant pimple, but it's blending out pretty well. It definitely makes your skin look a little dry though, for how creamy it is. See how it works on my circles? Not bad. A little cakey. The coverage is pretty sheer, but the product itself is still functional. It's not something I would buy like now because I definitely prefer more high coverage concealers, but it's actually like going on my face, which is a miracle. I thought the stick would be completely dried up by now. What is next? Next is setting my under eyes, and for that I have the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, the original one. And this I got right around the time I got that foundation, right when I started my YouTube channel. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this to set my under eyes. I actually still really like this powder. I mean, it's very old, but dry powder products like this tend to last a really long time. Now, this does make your under eyes look crepey as hell if you overuse it. So you need to only use a little tiny bit, but it does work really, really well. My under eyes look nice and matte, even though you can still see my circles very, very clearly. Next, I'm moving on to bronzer, and I'm using this. This is the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder. Okay, this is held together with tape. This is actually the second one I bought of these, but this is in the shade 720A Sunny. This is actually a beautiful bronzer. It's not super orangey. It's really pretty, but yeah, the lid's held together with tape. That's classy. So I'm just going to bronze my face a bit with this. I tend to contour with this. Okay, that looks really orange. It didn't look orange. It used to not look orange. At least I thought it used to not look orange. But it's very, very pigmented and very, very cheap. So if you are looking for a bronzer and you don't mind when it looks slightly orange and you're on like a massive budget, I think this one's like $3 and it's still a really good bronzer. Just want to pop a little bit on my nose, just so I look a little bit sun-kissed because I'm looking a little pale right now. So the next thing I'm using is blush, and this blush is very, very, very old. This is a CoverGirl Cheekers blush in the shade 105 Rose Silk. This is exactly the same as the very first blush I ever used when I was like 14. This is not that same one. This is another one I purchased probably back in 2008 maybe, but I've had this for a very, very long time. And these blushes they're okay, but this whole strip thing, it's such a pain in the butt to get into, to get on your brush. They're not designed to be used with large brushes. They're designed to be used with the little crappy brush that comes with them. But this color is really pretty though. It's just a shimmery, soft, peachy pink. Like, look how pretty that is. It's a really pretty color. It's just the packaging is a pain in the butt and it looks old. I don't know if they still have these in the same packaging, if they might have reformulated them. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go and look, but it's really pretty and it just gives you a really nice healthy glow. So I do like that. And the next thing I'm using is highlight, and this is the first highlight I ever bought. So this is probably back in like 2000, I want to say 13. This is the Physicians Formula Nude Wear Touch of Glow palette in the shade Light. Could be slightly after 2013. I can't remember exactly, but I know that this was the first highlighter I ever had, and I freaking loved it. It's all I wore for like 2 years. You can tell how little I actually used to wear makeup by how not used this is. Why am I using a foundation brush or a powder brush? Where's my highlighter brush? There's my highlighter brush. And again, this is a very natural, soft glow highlight. Like, it's so pretty though. It's not glittery at all, which I love. It's just good for a nice, neutral, everyday glow. It's really pretty. So like a lot of these products are actually still usable. Now we will see. I may end up with a rash on my face after doing this. I may have major breakouts. I have no idea. I do know though that a lot of these products are applying a lot better than I thought they would. So I am going to skip doing anything underneath my eyes just because the skin there is so sensitive. I don't want to risk having any sort of allergic reaction to anything or having any bacteria or anything. So I am going to move on to my lips. You guys have actually seen me use this probably pretty recently, and it's still one of my favorites. I bought this several years ago. This is the Sonia Kashuk Lip Definer in the shade 09 Petal, and it's so pretty. Like, I need to see if she's still making these and get another one, because this is like the perfect natural pink. And I used to just wear this by itself all the time. And then I'm actually going to top that with what is probably one of my oldest lip products. I did a clear out about, I think like 1.5 to 2 years ago, where I got rid of about half of my lip products. I have since grown the collection quite a bit, but this one I did not get rid of. I can't find like a date on this, unfortunately. But this is the Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Balm Stain in the shade Smitten. This is a beautiful, beautiful bright pink, like a bright berry pink tone. If you've been watching beauty videos long enough, you remember when everyone went like freaking bananas over this stuff. And it's still really good. It doesn't smell funny. It's still in really good condition. Alright guys, here is the final look. I don't think it actually looks that bad. Like, my skin actually looks really good and healthy and glowy. My eyebrows look a little crazy. My eye makeup looks like a muddy mess, to be completely honest. Mascara is okay-ish, if slightly invisible, and the lips look good. I'm actually most impressed with how the skin looks. Like, that's shocking to me for products that are that old. Part of the reason my products have lasted this long is I keep them very, very, very clean. I keep all my products in a room that I keep temp controlled, it's humidity controlled. I do not leave my makeup in like a hot car or out in super cold weather like ever. My makeup is very, very well taken care of, which is part of the reason why it doesn't grow bacteria as quickly. And like a lot of my cream products are still usable. Will I probably like ever use this foundation again? Probably not, because it's that old. However, I'm still just shocked at how good it looks. A lot of these products I probably won't use again just because of the age and, again, potential bacteria growth, just to be on the safe side. But you know, this isn't like a, oh, hey, you can keep makeup forever. This is more of a, just so you know, I'm going the second I turn off my camera and washing my face because I don't want to risk breaking out. But I just wanted to see if these things still worked and would still look good after this many years. And they actually do. So I'm actually really, really surprised at that. But yeah, I'm going to go wash my face now. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can also keep up with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I am pretty much everywhere, and all the links for those are down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye.